What's up, Math 8? Today we are going to work on 3.2, which is slope. So we're going to just go ahead and jump right into it. It says in your groups on your notes sheet there. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you're maybe not doing this with groups, so just do it on your own real quick. Come up with at least 3 activities that come to your mind when you hear the word slope. Okay, and then we are going to check these in class. So make sure that you've got that done. And then I'm just going to go ahead and move on. So if you need to pause the video to do that, go ahead and do that really quick. Okay. The slope is the ratio of vertical change, which we are going to call rise, to horizontal change, which we are going to call run. Okay, so this is especially talking about like graphs and things like that. Okay, so we talked about in 3.1, we talked about change in y over change in x. All right. Rise over run is the same thing. So change in y is the same thing as your rise because it's your vertical change. Okay. And then change in x is the same thing as your run because that's your horizontal change. So your change on the x-axis when you graph. All right. Just a quick note, slope is the exact same thing as rate of change. Okay, so that's what goes in that blank. That's just slope. They are the same thing. Okay, you're going to hear me say the word slope probably way more often than you'll hear me say rate of change. So just be aware that they mean the same thing. In the example, it says find the slope of the line below. Okay, so we're talking about the line right here. I was going to highlight it, but I can't find the highlighter tool, so sorry about that. So you're going to use that line there for the slope. We can see that our horizontal change right there is 48 and our vertical change right here is 10. Okay, so we need our change in y over change in x, which is the same as our rise over our run. Okay, our rise, it goes up 10 feet. Our run, it goes left to right 48 feet. Okay, and then we can simplify that. Okay, so I know that both of those are divisible by 2. So if I divide 10 by 2, that gives me 5. If I divide 48 by 2, that's going to give me 24. And that is as far as I can simplify that one because 5 is prime. Okay, so 5 over 24 is your rate of change or your slope for that line. Okay, go ahead and do this. Got it. Problem A right here. Do it. Pause the video and then come back when you're finished. I will have the answer ready for you to check it. All right, so for A, you should have gotten 3 over 50. If you did not, the work is there for you to check. Make sure you know how to do that problem. If you don't, feel free to ask me when I see you in class next. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the slope formula. This will be on the back of your sheet. Okay, the slope formula is used to find the slope given your ordered pairs. The letter M means slope. Okay, so when you see the letter M, and I still can't get that. Okay, when you see the letter M right here, that just means slope. Okay, we're going to use the letter M for slope all the time in this class, so be ready for that. Okay. The slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're going to get into what that actually means because I'm sure right now, without seeing it beforehand, it kind of seems like a lot of gibberish. So if we look at the example, it says, what is the slope of the line on the graph? So I'm going to need to look at point A and point B, and then I need to find the ordered pairs for each of those. Okay, so for point A, I'm going to start here at the origin. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that is my vertical change, which is my y value, which remember comes second. And then there was no horizontal change because it's right there on the y-axis. So that is going to be 0 for your horizontal change. So your ordered pair for A is 0, 3. And then for B, we're going to do our horizontal change first. Starting from the origin again, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I go right 5. Right is positive. And then down 1 to get to B, that's going to be negative 1 since down is negative. Okay, so now I've got my two ordered pairs. I can plug those into the slope formula. All right, so the first thing I need to do is I need to determine which is going to be point A, which one is going to be point B, or sorry, excuse me, which one is going to be point 1 and which one is going to be point 2. Okay, so remember I have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It's important you know, guys, these numbers are not exponents. That's not y to the first power and y to the second power. Okay, that is the first y value and the second y value. So this is saying it is the y value for point 2, this is the x value for point 2, y value for point 1, x value for point 1. Okay, so if we look at this one, I need to figure out which is going to be which point. So I'm just going to use point A as 1, point B as 2. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and set up right here exactly what we have in our formula. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it down to here. So I have y2 is my y value in point 2. If you need a reminder, it goes xy. So my y value in point 2 is -1. Then I have minus y1. My y1, my y value for the first point is 3 right here. Okay, and then on the denominator, I have x point 2. That's going to be 5 right there. And then our x value for point 1 right here is 0. Okay. So all I have to do, this part is really, it shouldn't be too difficult. All you're doing is plugging in the numbers where they go. Okay, so as long as you remember this stuff should not be too difficult. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and simplify. I have -1 minus 3, which is -4. I have 5 minus 0, which is +5. So my slope for this problem is going to be -4/5 because I cannot simplify any further. Okay. If you have any questions on that, feel free to ask me when I see you in class next, but we should be able to do that. Okay. The next example, we are looking at a table. Okay. So in the table, you can see all of our data points. We need to pick, whenever we're given a table, you just need to pick 2 points. It does not matter which 2 points. It doesn't matter which order you have them in. All that matters is that you have 2 points with 1 x value and 1 y value each. Okay, so I'm going to pick 3, 9 and 7, 3. Okay, so my first point is going to be 3, 9. It could be 7, 3 if I wanted. It doesn't matter, like I said. Second point is going to be 7, 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug in using this right here, right back down in this. Okay, so first I've got y2 in the top left. That's going to be the y value for my second point. That is 3. Then I'm going to have y1. That's going to be 9. My x value for point 2, that is 7. And my x value for point 1, that is 3. Okay, once again, I'm going to simplify that. So I'm going to have 3 minus 9 is -6 over 7 minus 3 is +4. I have -6 over 4. That can be simplified to -3/2 or -1.5. I'll leave that up to you which one you want to use. I'm going to use -3/2, but either one of those is correct. Okay. All right. Go ahead and do got it problems B and C. Pause this video real quick to make sure that you have plenty of time to do that. And then when you guys come back and unpause the video, I will have the answers there for you in the work shown so you can make sure you've done it just right. All right, so let's take a second to go through each of these problems. For B, you should have gotten m equals 3/4. Remember, m stands for slope. Okay, so your slope should be 3/4 on B. Okay, it doesn't matter, again, which point is point 1, which one is point 2, as long as you got 3/4 for your answer. That needs to be a positive 3/4. If it is negative, it is incorrect, so make sure you've got positive 3/4 there. Okay, for C, right here, again, you can just pick any 2 points you want. It doesn't matter which ones you choose. I picked -6, -2, and 6, 1. If you want to pick one of the other ones, doesn't matter. Okay, I use those as my 2 points. You'll notice right here in this first step, I have minus and negative, which becomes plus a positive. Same thing here, minus and negative becomes plus a positive. So you get 3/12 if you use the same numbers I used, which can be simplified to 1/4. So your slope is 1/4, as you can see right there. Guys, that is it for this notes video. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Feel free to ask the people around you if you're watching in class and I'm gone. But that is really it. So hope you had a great time, and I will see you guys in class.